Well, the chief economic advisor may have clarified that his panel has not necessarily advocated for a higher tax on tobacco products, but did precious little for ITC, whose stock was one of the biggest losers in trade today, as Anuj was pointing out earlier. This after brokerage houses came out with reports suggesting that cigarette manufacturers may well have to be prepared to take another massive knock once GST is actually implemented. And while the cigarette makers were huffing and puffing in trade today, other FMCG companies were clearly buzzing in trade as they stand to benefit from the GST regime. That is, of course, if the CEA panel's recommendations are finally implemented. Agam Vakil is standing by to put this into perspective. Anuj, what are the brokerages saying? Let's start with ITC. The markets clearly see a lot of smoke surrounding ITC now.
Absolutely, and there's no doubt about the fact that the market is clearly pricing in the worst, that is a demerit rate of as much as 40%, and which is a significant jump to the current 25% VAT. And moreover, there are plenty of concerns out there that there could be a higher rate when it comes to the tobacco industry, which could lead to lower volumes, which eventually will have an impact when it comes to the top line for a lot of these tobacco companies. On the other hand, as you've already mentioned, that we are looking at significant gains, or at least anticipating a significant gain. So we have the likes of Credit Suisse, which have come up with a positive report on the likes of HUL, Colgate, GSK, or Asian Paints for that matter. Asian Paints, of course, one of the key beneficiaries in today's day of trade, where we understand that detergents, soaps, paints, and appliances could see a fall in indirect taxation, that is from a current rate of anywhere between 24 to 25% to 17 to 19%. And it would work well, especially for companies with a higher exemption, which will gain the most. And moreover, there will also be companies which enjoy a pricing power. That's where we'll see a significant improvement in margins. Moreover, for companies like Asian Paints, the fact that they can reduce their prices going forward, that's also something that can lift their volumes going ahead, and that's also a positive that is considered as far as paint companies like Asian Paints is concerned.
All right, Agam, thanks for joining in with that. So that was all